The weather this year has been so weird, multiple places have hit over 104 F. The city I live in is supposed to have a semi-humid monsoon climate. Around this time, the summer monsoon reaches northern China, pushing moisture northward along the southern edge of the subtropical high. When that warm, wet air collides with cold fronts moving down from the north, it's practically guaranteed to trigger rainstorms, sometimes heavy ones. That's why, in the 5 years I've been here, late July through August has always been thunderstorm season. I've gotten used to carrying an umbrella in my bag. People even said I was lucky because the year before I moved here, parts of the city had flooded, but this year, something's off. It's almost the end of August, and not only has there been barely any rain, but the temperatures are way higher than last year. My company even made an exception and worked out a deal with the HOA to keep the AC running on weekends for anyone coming into work overtime. 9 a.m. As everyone boots up their computers, the conversation inevitably turns to Austin, the relentless heat, the drought, the disastrous crop yields. The mountainous areas have plenty of wind turbines, but most of the power gets diverted south. As if things weren't bad enough, a few days ago, the heat wave triggered spontaneous wildfires. Austin already has 8 major blazes, the most energetic girl in the office, who's from the Northeast and has a thing for military guys, is animatedly updating everyone. You guys hear about this? Firefighters from neighboring states are rushing in, those guys are chasing the flames. Zero regard for their safety. I chime in, yeah, those brave soldiers running toward the fire for us. Meanwhile, you'd probably run toward them. Huh. The whole office bursts out laughing. It's Thursday, so the usual weekend ease is already setting in. I've been dealing with a chipped tooth from biting down on a sunflower seed wrong. So no coffee for me. I grab a glass of water from the break room while my ancient computer boots up, then pull out my phone to kill time during what feels like a smoke break's worth of loading. As a hardcore Reddit addict, I'm deep into some revenge fantasy where the heroine gets back at her trash ex. Right as the story hits its peak, my phone rings. It's my boyfriend, Jake. Of course. Can't even enjoy my drama without some rebel subject interrupting. We met through a setup. His mom was picking up his sister's kid. My aunt was picking up my brother's kid. And next thing you know, we're being introduced. He's got this natural neurotic energy, just like me. He's also got a playful, almost childish side, again, just like me. But when he clams up and refuses to talk, yeah, that's where we differ. Though, wasn't he supposed to be on a business trip today? Our families met over Labor Day, and he already gave me the engagement ring. We were planning to get married on the 4th of July, pick out a place, and have the wedding by next spring. I even wanted my little brother to be the best man. But with deadlines piling up at work, Jake's been traveling nonstop to wrap things up before taking time off post-holiday. What's up? Forget something for your trip. Need me to mail it? The second I answer, the noise on his end is overwhelming, since the office is an open space. I duck into the meeting room next door. Floor-to-ceiling windows give a perfect 10th floor view of the city, except right now. Something's off. Why is everyone running downstairs? Even the security guards are sprinting toward the building, one of them carrying someone on his back. Since when do guards do evacuation drills like this? I say hello a few more times before finally hearing Jake's voice, hushed and breathless. Find a lockable room. I'm coming up. The infected are here. I roll my eyes. You've been watching too much The Walking Dead. What infected? And aren't you supposed to be on a business trip? Didn't even leave yet. He's practically frantic now. Just trust me. I'm in the elevator. Where are you? I step out into the lobby just as the doors open. Jake's usually so calm, but right now, his white t-shirt is soaked with sweat, his face twisted with panic. He grabs my arm and tries to pull me away, but I dig in my heels. Before I can ask what's going on, he shoves open the office door. Everyone freezes. I'm about to laugh it off when Jake slams the door shut, locks it, and yanks down the blinds. Quiet. He hisses. Then, lower. I saw someone get bitten in the elevator. Don't know which floor they're on. Suddenly, I remember this morning on the subway, someone screaming or howling. But everyone was too busy to care. Mr. Thompson glares at Jake. Then at me. This isn't a public space. Control your +1. Or I'm calling security. I'm about to snap back when a scream echoes from the hallway, followed by a crash. Jake drags me under a desk, whispering, "Stay down. Stay quiet. Infected." But Mr. Thompson marches to the door. Enough with the hysterics. Who's cracking under pressure now? He swings it open, and from under the desk, I see a person. Not anymore. Its legs are bent at impossible angles. Feet twisted. Mr. Thompson slams the door. But the noise has drawn more of them. They're pounding now. An arm forcing its way through the gap. The door won't close. We're all covering our mouths. Silent. Jake lunges forward, smashing the intruding arm with a monitor. Mr. Thompson, whether on purpose or just weak, lets the gap widen. Another arm reaches in, and this time, it grabs Jake. Then, unbelievably, Mr. Thompson shoves Jake out and locks the door. I am paralyzed. Fear, rage, despair, it all crashes together. Mr. Thompson is already justifying himself. One sacrifice saves the rest. And who's to say he didn't lead them here? Hot tears streak down my face. Jake came here for me. He tried to help them. And now he's gone. I lock eyes with Mr. Thompson. And he flinches. We need to stay quiet. He stammers. What if they come back? Come back. I almost hope they do. Nerves must be getting to him because he knocks over a drink. The sound is deafening in the silence. The door splinters, the infected pour in. The last thing I see is Jake, his eyes milky white. Nothing left of the man I loved. A light flashes. My fingers twitch. I'm gripping my glasses. Don't move. Almost done. A voice above me says. The dentist steps back. All right. You're set. They'll prescribe some anti-inflammatories. Avoid brushing that side tonight since the packing's fresh. Come back next Friday, the 26th, to replace it. I nod blankly, repeating the instructions in my head. Anti-inflammatories. Next Friday, the 26th, for a follow-up. My appointment was on the 16th, August 26th. Next Friday, Jake was supposed to leave for his business trip on the 25th. Then he showed up at my office because someone got bitten and took the elevator to our floor. Mr. Thompson threw him out. And then, because of the noise, we all died. I check my phone. 11:30 a.m. August 16th. Ivor Livet, the dentist misreads my stare at the calendar. If the timing doesn't work, the front desk can reschedule. No. It's fine. Thanks. I force a smile. Also, with cases spiking lately, maybe stock up on supplies, just in case. I bolt before she can respond. No time to wait for meds. 1 week before the outbreak. Lucky or cursed. I skip the subway and hail a cab. As we drive, I piece together the timeline. The infected hit my office building at noon on the 25th, but what if it started earlier elsewhere? Assuming the worst-case scenario, outbreak by morning. I've got 8 days. At home. I called Jake, using my mom's visit as an excuse. I tell him to come straight home after work, no overtime. Then I ask his parents to come ASAP, framing it as a sudden house hunting opportunity. Next, I call my parents, claiming Jake's family found a place. And they need to see it. Mom starts questioning. But Dad cuts in. She shouldn't face his parents alone. We're packing now. He even reassures me. Don't worry, kiddo. We'll be there tonight. Already have gifts for the in-laws. And your brother's in the city now too. Perfect chance to meet up. I hang up, relieved they're only 400 miles away. Amtrak will get them here fast, but in the last timeline. What happened to them? I survey our tiny rented apartment. No way this is survivable. First step. A fortress. I call my brother. Hey, I'm moving. Can you take a few days off to help? My coworkers are all girls, no muscle. You found a place that fast. Well, now that you're here, I figured we should live together pre-wedding. Rented a bigger place near your office. He doesn't suspect a thing. Awesome. I'll ask for leave tomorrow, but I'm keeping my current lease for now, don't want to lose the deposit. Oh, kiddo, when the world ends, deposits won't matter. I scroll through listings. Top floor, preferably with a rooftop. Bingo. The agent sounds puzzled by my urgency but agrees to a same-day viewing. First place. High occupancy. 4 units per floor. Too risky, anything. More secure. Low occupancy. Sturdy windows. The agent hesitates. There's the luxe. 7th floor penthouse. 500 square feet. Fully fortified. The owner splurged on bank-grade bulletproof glass and blast doors. Private elevator. Oh, and it comes with a rooftop terrace. Because nothing says safety like rich neighbors. Right. The unit is tucked in a corner. Lakeside. Far from the main gates. The building even has a 247 security booth, then we discuss rent. $7,000 a month. A minimum of 2 months up front, the agent's fee, discounted to a mere $18,000. Leaves me numb, but as I tour the place, spacious. Secure. Rooftop access, I know it's worth it. I text Jake the address. Meet me here. No questions. That evening, my parents arrived. The Uber gets stopped at the gate, no entry pass yet, until I waive the lease and call the agent. Jake's already downstairs, gaping at the building. He's so stunned he forgets to greet my parents upstairs. I stand facing them. Sitting feels too dangerous. I know this sounds insane. But please, just listen. I tell them everything. The outbreak. The deaths. The restart. Silence. Mom tries. Work stress getting to you. Maybe take a break, Dad adds. Honey, zombies aren't real. Well, stay tonight. But tomorrow, we're getting you help. I choke back tears. How do I make them believe? Then it hits me. Tomorrow, August 17th, Austin's Hill Country will have a wildfire. Then downtown. Just wait for the news, please. They agree, humoring me. The next morning, Mom shakes me awake. They're all staring. Dad speaks first. How did you know about the fires? Mom's voice trembles. How did you know? I exhale. So you believe me now? I'll live at it. And this time, we're all surviving. I asked Jake, when are your parents coming? Jake shrugged. Not sure. They called yesterday, saying they're at my sister's place in Denver. Depends on whether they can get flights. I thought about it. Denver's up in the northwest, maybe they should stay put. Jake's sister has a sturdy 3-story house. Fortifying it would be safer than traveling with all the unknowns. I shared my idea with Jake. After calling his parents, he came back and said, I told them but didn't want to freak them out. Just said a coworker mentioned possible cases nearby and suggested stocking up in case of lockdowns. Oh. And to reinforce the doors and windows. His parents said they had this year's harvest of grains and veggies at his sister's, and they'd grab more oil and eggs if needed. Turns out they'd just replaced the doors and windows because of recent break-ins. Next, I told my mom to call my brother and have him meet up with us while I prepped a supply list for everyone to add to mid-list. Mr. Thompson called. Damn. I'd almost forgotten about him. It's 9:30, where are you? He snapped. I shot back. Screw you. I quit. What's he gonna do? Get torn apart by infected on the 25th like last time? Not my problem. My mom came in asking for the address, so I hung up and got back to the list. Since I don't cook much, I had no clue about veggie prices. Just my rough estimates already topped $14,000. Money vanishes fast. My mom scanned the list and pointed out, you forgot toilet paper. Veggies won't last. We need seeds to grow our own. And meat. Really? She was right. With meds hard to get during outbreaks. We'd also need bandages, alcohol, iodine, cold meds, allergy pills. calcium, and blood pressure meds, scoured from every platform. My parents sent Jake with them to the market for root veggies and transferred me and my brother $5K each to handle the rest. We ordered 3 freezers and electronics online, leaving notes to download as many shows as possible on the tablets. The place already had 2 double-door fridges, but Mom said, they won't fit a whole pig. Freezers for meat, fridges for the rest. We ended up renting a van. None of us could drive, so we hired a driver. 2. Noticed a mole on his face. Bad luck. That one. Whatever. No time. At the supermarket, the manager fawned over our massive list. Companies prepping for another wave. I lied. Some for staff, some for donations. He took the cash, no questions asked, and had loaders pack the van. On the way back, the driver asked, not dropping at the office. My stomach dropped. In the apocalypse, people are scarier than infected. Played it cool. Boss place. The warehouse is full. His guys'll handle distribution tomorrow. At our building, he offered to unload. Nah. First floor boss place. Plus, he didn't budget for extra help. He got the hint and left. Thank God for muscle. My brother, Jake, Dad, and I hauled everything till 2 a.m. Distribute the weight carefully. August 18-19. Online orders trickled in. Stuck inside, we organized supplies, set up freezers and solar panels, and installed cameras on the rooftop, main entrance, and hallways above the 3rd floor. Had to block existing cameras. Not proud of that, but we never let delivery guys upstairs. So my brother and Jake suffered. Luckily, the complex was mostly empty. We timed errands for midday. Avoiding people. From what I saw, our unit was deserted. Across the way, an old lady lived on the 1st floor, rocking chair and cane in the garden. And maybe a family on the 4th, kids' clothes drying. August 2021. Weekend crowds kept us home. Spotted neighbors. 3rd and 5th buildings seemed occupied. Lights on nightly. No visibility into adjacent units or building 6. The next 2 days. Final checks and eating out. Who knew when we'd taste real food again? August 24th. Told everyone to stay in. Mom made fried bread and dumplings, in case the gas goes. That night, my brother rushed in with his phone. Check this, my coworker sent it. A brawl at our office. Dudes are biting and clawing each other. Mom dismissed it. Stress makes people snap. Let me see. The video showed street dancers until chaos erupted. A guy in a cap, crawling like an animal, lunged at someone's leg. Blood. Screams. Cops swarmed in. My family froze at my expression. Infected? Jake asked. Yeah. I swallowed hard. Twitter and TikTok exploded. Rabies outbreak. Forbidden. Source unknown. Attacker from Mexico. Incident severity. Gallon cops heroes comments mostly trashed the cap guy. Praised cops, except one. It's infected. Leak from Fort Detrick. Stock up. Stay home. Replies called them crazy. The post vanished fast. So last time's virus came from them. But what about the bitten? The doctors. The end begins. Ding. HOA added everyone to a group chat. Residents. Confirm household numbers. Emergency supplies are coming. Security operational. Stay inside. Replies rolled in. 12301. 4 made 11601. 2, Perrier only. The family across the way didn't respond. We stayed silent, plenty of supplies, and missed the message was our alibi. A landline call. 7th floor. Saw you didn't check in. Out of town fetching parents. What's the emergency? Just Thanksgiving prep. Pandemic supplies. Give ours to others. Hung up. Secured the place. Jake locked the stairwell doors above the 3rd floor. Elevators needed fingerprints anyway. No one could sleep. Parents took first watch. We're early risers. 6:10 a.m. daily. You kids need rest. The 3 of us split the nights, 2 on, 1 off. Tonight, Me and Jake, August 24th. Night. Quiet, woke up against the window. Guilty seeing Jake's dark circles. 6:03 a.m. Your parents safe. WhatsApp only, no calls. Like you said. Sent the video. Warned them it's hypercontagious rabies. They're prepping. Hope it stays rural. Parents relieved us. No appetite, just Campbell's soup and my phone, Mom nagged. Glued to that thing already. A live stream was set up at the hospital, 200K waiting. Reporter. Update on last night's rabies incident, behind her. Doors burst open. People fled. Blood on walls. Figures in bandages mauling a woman. Camera crashed, screams cut short, comments. Infected. LMAO apocalypse. No one noticed the bitten woman rise and stagger out, then. Celebrity gossip buried the news, silence at our table. The hospital must sedated them, failed, Dad. If it's foreign, maybe slow spread. Mom. Like COVID taught us nothing. Mutations happen. No exits. No visitors. Boom, distant explosions. Car alarms. Crashes, they're here, brother woke up. Through dining room windows. Chaos across the lake. Crashed cars. Infected on hoods. Fresh turnings chasing survivors. Our complex stayed quiet, thanks to security and HOA's hints, but by nightfall, group chat erupted. Where's our supplies? I need my Perrier. Can we leave? HOA. Security's fine. Staff shortages delayed deliveries. Supplies at the booth, hang tight. August 25-26 nights. Nothing, note. Maintained conversational tone. Trimmed redundancies. And localized references like sheriff, deputy, cops. Kept timeline and key details intact. The security guard's early warning worked, no one in the entire neighborhood stepped outside. And everything stayed dead silent. Though the streets just beyond our walls were overrun by infected. They hadn't made any moves toward our compound yet. Planes occasionally flew overhead and broadcast announcements echoed through the air. Attention. Residents. This virus is highly contagious. Please stock up on supplies and stay indoors. Trust the nation, we will swiftly contain the outbreak and bring aid to everyone. The scheduled supply drop was already 2 days overdue. And the group chats for each building were getting increasingly unhinged. People kept asking the HOA when the distribution would happen. It had been 3 days without groceries. And let's be real. Most young people don't keep pantries stocked for emergencies. The HOA stayed radio silent. Then, out of nowhere, someone sent a voice message. Curiosity got the better of me. So I tapped it. A guy's furious voice blasted through. Listen up, people. It's obvious the HOA's already bailed. I knew those cheap bastards were scamming us. We gotta fend for ourselves now. Since all the supplies are in the security booth's lobby, we need to figure out how to get them back. Anyone wanna team up? The group chat erupted with agreement. A little later, peeking through the balcony window cracks, we saw Building 3's entrance door crack open, a young-looking couple. Backpacks slung over their shoulders. Then, one by one, other building doors opened too. The only window with a view of the security booth was in the kitchen. From there, we watched as about 10 people crept toward it. Moving in complete silence. Just as I started worrying whether the booth's door would creak and draw the infected, a phone ringtone blared from the southwest corner of the compound. Every infected person on the street immediately stampeded toward the sound, seizing the moment. The group rushed into the security booth. Wait, that corner didn't have any residential buildings. Then my brother pointed up. A DJI drone hovered in the air. A phone dangling beneath it. Damn. They thought this through. The drone kept circling above the infected. But after a while, with no actual bait, some started losing interest and wandering off. Not good. The supply team emerged from the booth, probably assuming all the infected were still distracted. One guy even let out a laugh, and that was all it took. A stray infected turned toward the sound. The second it spotted them, the backpack-wearing girl screamed, "Ah! Help!" A horde of infected swarmed toward the noise. The main gate held them back. But the security booth's door was right there, and a few people were still inside. The drone swooped back. But none of the infected followed it this time. It flew lower. And one infected swatted at it, knocking the phone clean off. The drone lingered uselessly for a moment before finally flying away. The guy who'd laughed earlier stood frozen at the door. Someone he cared about was still inside. Then, in a flash, he sprinted forward, grabbed the screaming girl, and hurled her over the gate. The infected descended on her instantly. The booth's door flew open again, and the remaining survivors bolted, scattering toward their buildings. The girl's boyfriend stared at her being torn apart, then snatched the fallen backpack off the ground and sprinted back to his unit. My dad's side. My mom murmured, "When the world ends, you can't rely on anyone." Jake and I squeezed each other's hands, silently grateful we hadn't been put in that situation. Dinner that night was heavy. For the first time in our sheltered lives, we'd seen humanity's true face up close. My brother broke the silence. "I saw where that drone went. Wanna guess?" We all turned to him. It flew back to the 4th floor of Building 4. The unit that hadn't joined the supply list. August 27th. Night, lunar calendar. 8th month. 4th day. After the day's chaos, no one dared step outside. The night passed quietly. The fact that water and power were still on meant the government was holding things together. Around noon, we heard a car approaching, then driving away, then returning, over and over. Finally, we looked out and spotted an elderly man from Building 1 cautiously pacing near the garden. Phone in hand, hesitating, Jake said, "I think that car's trying to get in." Sure enough, every time it neared the gate, it reversed, its engine drawing more infected. After a silent exchange, my brother asked, "Should we help?" Once everyone agreed, he prepped a drone. Just as he was about to launch it, my mom stopped him. "Wait, I've got thawed meat for bacon, hang it underneath. The scent'll lure them away." She pulled out a massive slab, like 30 pounds of prime marbled meat. Damn, that would have made killer barbecue. Within minutes, blood dripped from the meat as the drone flew off, leading the infected 200,300 meters away. The driver turned out to be a woman. She scanned her face at the gate, sped to Building 3, blocked the entrance with her car, then hauled several hiking backpacks inside, straight to the old lattice unit. August 28th 29th lunar calendar. 8th month. 5th 6th day. Nothing happened. August 30th lunar calendar. 8th month. 7th day. Morning brought a thud 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 against the glass. My brother peeked through the curtains. Another drone. This time with a note. "Hello. We're in Building 3, Unit 2. 4th floor. Saw you help Mrs. Lee's daughter yesterday. My son has a fever. Do you have any cold medicine? I've attached 500. Please. I'm begging you." A baggie with 5 100 bills was taped to the back. No one fakes their kid's sickness. My mom said. We packed ibuprofen, children's fever meds, adult cold pills, and a box of cooling patches, then returned the cash. The drone returned with 2 cucumbers and 2 eggs. In times like these, that's gold. Whoever this woman was, she had integrity. After that, we stopped flying drones near windows. Too risky if others noticed. August 31st lunar calendar. 8th month. 8th day. The water turned brown. We stopped drinking it, though my mom filled every container we had. "If it's discolored, the taps will run dry soon," she said. Now, shower water got reused for toilets, rice rinsing water for the rooftop veggies. We joked that if the toilets stopped working, we'd have to start composting. September 1st lunar calendar. 8th month. 9th day. The water cut off. 10 minutes later, the power followed. The neighborhood chat had gone silent since the supply run tragedy. Yeah, who knows who's human in there now. At dusk, shit hit the fan, and our week-long secure gate fell. A group from Buildings 2 and 6 marched toward Building 3, targeting Mrs. Johnson's family. They shoved her daughter's car aside and started hacking at the door with a fire axe. The noise drew infected, who began climbing over each third scale the gate. Then, my phone buzzed, a WhatsApp request. 32102N. Head of Biolab. Please add me. I accepted. A group invite popped up. Then a call. A calm woman's voice. Hi. And from 32. Those men are trying to steal our supplies. But the noise is attracting the infected. If you're Zoe from Building 7, can you distract them with your drone for 1 minute? We're moving to 4th floor Ethan's unit. They'll share supplies with you. Another voice. Frantic. I'm Ethan's mom, Xiaoyan. And my college friend, I swear on my life she's trustworthy. Please help. My brother hissed. The infected are piling up, they're gonna breach the gate. Fine. I said. Drones going up. Hurry. My brother launched it from the rooftop. An old phone blasting a square dance anthem beneath it. Most infected chased it. But some had already scaled the gate. The axe wielders redoubled their efforts until the first infected reached them. The last thing we heard in the call was Anne's voice. Tight with relief. Thank you. We're safe. Then the line went dead. WhatsApp message. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Ethan's family's DJI drone ran out of battery. We can share some of the beef jerky we brought. Just have your drone come pick it up. Thanks. But no thanks. My dad and brother have sensitive teeth. After a long pause, another message arrived. Look. You don't need to be suspicious. It's just me and my mom here, plus Emily and her son Ethan. I am the director of the biolab. The virus did leak from our neighboring country. Tourists brought it everywhere. Now the whole world's dealing with this outbreak. Early symptoms look like rabies, but it progresses faster. Infected people get bloodshot eyes, become aggressive, and are hypersensitive to smells and sounds. It spreads through blood, so don't get scratched or bitten. Can't share more details. But trust our government, we're working on a vaccine. When I didn't reply immediately, she sent another message. My mentor and I developed the first batch of vaccines, but we ran into infected people during transport and had to retreat home. Emily told me how you helped her. You seem reliable. Honestly, we moved to the 4th floor for my mom. I've got 10 vaccine doses that must reach the Eastern Command's temporary lab ASAP. With the power out, I have to leave tomorrow at dawn. Could you look after them for me? After discussing with my family, we agreed to help however we could, even in these end times, amidst all the darkness. There's still goodness in people, but we sent yen and 5 power banks and some ice packs via drone. My mom rushed to make 50 dumplings for them, too. I left a message. Dumplings for departure. Noodles for return. Hope you make it back safe. She gave me what looked like a bullet casing as a token of thanks, telling me it would look cooler if kept in the freezer. September 1st. Night lunar August 9. The first half of the night passed in tense preparation and emotion. At dawn, and quietly pushed open the unit door with her backpack. Since those people had moved her car yesterday, she had to enter through the passenger side now. As she reached the rear, she spotted an infected person leaning against the car, the same man who'd led the door smashing yesterday. When the man saw and opened his mouth, she instinctively raised her bag but hesitated for just 1 second, long enough for him to sink his teeth into her arm, and kicked him off, broke free, and scrambled into the passenger seat. The infected people from yesterday started slamming against the car doors and windows. I could see cracks forming in the windshield. After taking a deep breath, and carefully pulled a vaccine from her bag and injected herself, then she called her mom. Mom, I'm in the car. Everything's fine. Take care of yourself. To her friend, Emily, please look after my mom. Thank you. With that, she hit the gas and sped out of the compound. Later, I got a voice message. Please, take care of my mom. I got bitten. Don't know if the vaccine will work. Don't tell them. If I make it back, I'll contact Zoe as Anne. If not, tell them I'm overseas developing vaccines. Thanks, friend. September 2nd. Night lunar August 10. Nothing happened. The following days, the compound remained quiet. No one left. No one new came. Infected still wandered about, For Thanksgiving, we made mooncakes with flour, oil, and brown sugar. Watching the moon, my parents joked, "You were always too busy with work and school before at least we're together for the holidays this year." My dad even broke his own rule and had a drink with my brother and Jake after 2 weeks of the outbreak. I wonder how many in our compound are still alive besides us and Emily's family across the way, since the incident. Mom often has my brother send supplies via drone, sometimes scallions or lumpy homemade tofu. Other times bean sprouts or quinoa dumplings. She even sent Mrs. Johnson calcium supplements, saying elderly people need nutrition to prevent nighttime cramps. Once, when Mom tried making tomato sauce, the jars weren't clean, and it turned foul. She wanted to toss it, but my brother insisted on keeping it just in case. Then I noticed something white floating down snow. In September, the temperature plummeted after the snow. Several cloudy days meant our solar panels couldn't charge properly. We conserved electricity, bundling up in thick pajamas under blankets. At least we still had hot water and hand warmers. "We should send some hand warmers to Mrs. Johnson and Emily," my brother suddenly said. "Little Ethan must be freezing, too." He jumped up to prepare the drone, then we heard vehicles, sounded like 3 of them, peering carefully through the windows. We saw infected swarming toward the cars, gunshots rang out, multiple bangs. We froze. "Civilians can't own guns here. How'd they get them?" A loudspeaker announced. "Hello, everyone. We're a non-profit assisting the military in clearing infections. The armed men are soldiers. Your compound's infections have been eliminated. Come down for supplies." Emily texted, "Thank God," and left us a power bank. "Don't go down. Don't." My husband was military. "I know soldiers. These guys don't carry themselves like soldiers at all." I replied, "Don't worry. We're staying put. You be careful too." The compound stayed silent. Anyone still alive had learned caution when no one appeared. The loudspeaker guy grew angry. "Damn rich people won't even take free stuff." They dragged out a badly beaten man. "This the right compound?" "Which building?" The man hesitated. Earning him punches. I grabbed Jake's arm. "What's wrong?" "That's the driver we rented the car from." I only recognized him by the mole on his face. "He's lost at least 30 pounds. My brother asked. The guy who asked why we weren't delivering to the office. I nodded, panic rising. "He's the only one who's been to Building 7. Even though I lied that the boss lived on the first floor. "They might search floor by floor," Dad reassured me. "The lobby's locked. We've secured floors 3 and up. The elevators don't work. Worst case, I'll protect you all. You can hide on the roof." Jake and my brother vowed to protect Mom and me, too. The driver pointed vaguely at buildings 2 and 6. A thug kicked him down and shot him. "Let's just search building by building," he suggested. The leader split them into 2 groups, Jake proposed. "I have an idea. But little bro needs to help. Dad, keep watch. We'll put food, water, and bottles near the 1st and 2nd floor doors. Add that spoiled sauce and neat juices to make it look looted. But we need to move fast." We agreed. My brother gathered water while Mom thawed meat for bloody juice, mixing it with sauce and soy in a piping bag. Those 10 minutes of waiting were agony for Mom. From Building 6 came screams and gunshots. My hands turned icy while my body burned with nervous sweat. Finally, the men returned safely. "Stairwells locked?" Mom asked. "Locked." We smeared blood on walls and doors. Scattered torn snack bags and bottles everywhere. "Even if someone comes up, the bottles will warn us." The leader emerged from Building 6, cursing, herding 3 men and 4 women with bulging bags. "Boss, place is mostly starved to death, but we got jewelry and cash." "Fuck that," the leader snapped. "We need food, not gold." As they argued, distant gunfire sounded. A bald man ran up. "Boss, infected coming." "Shit," the leader spat. They piled into cars, but infected swarmed the rear vehicle. blocking the exit amidst the gunfire, which attracted more infected. The lead car's doors flew open, shoving out the 4 women from Building 6. They ran back toward it.my phone rang. Emily. What's up? Quick. Can you send drones to help? No. I cut in. Too many infected. And those thugs would spot them. I can't risk everyone's safety. She hung up, furious. I considered blocking her, but I promised, and the women died below, torn apart before they could even turn. Only the leader's car escaped by detouring past Building 3. September 10, lunar August 18. The following days stayed quiet. Emily didn't contact us. He even returned Mom's dumplings untouched. My family assured me she'd come around. Temperatures kept dropping, now 59 indoors. We rationed electric blanket use to 1 hour at dusk, when Mom suggested sending more hand warmers to Mrs. Johnson and Ethan. I refused. They don't want our help. Don't be stubborn like Emily. We need to stick together, you promised. Anne. That always shuts me up. Before we could send anything, Emily messaged. I'm sorry. Your mom was right, I acted rashly. As women, we should support each other. But I didn't think about the consequences. If they'd seen your drone, I nearly got you all killed. We've been saving our quail eggs, only gave 2 to Mom and Ethan. Here's 10 for you. Send a drone. Please forgive me. Tearing up, I replied. No hard feelings. Mom was just packing things for you. We sent 2 drones loaded with pajamas, a thick blanket, non-spicy hot pots, and ready-to-eat meals. The drones returned with 10 warm eggs. Seeing them, Mom teared up. 2. It was probably all they could spare. Before we knew it, Independence Day had arrived. My family huddled together, reminiscing about life before the virus, as if pretending those memories could make us forget the outbreak in the past month of survival. Dad brought up the first time he came to this city and saw the American flag waving proudly. My little brother chimed in about biking past the city's landmark monument when he was a kid. Mom hummed an old patriotic folk song her village teacher had taught her as a child. For a moment, it almost felt like the old days. Then, in the middle of the night, a faint glow outside caught our attention. After weeks of living in darkness, too afraid to turn on lights, we'd all become hyper-aware of any unnatural brightness. Jake and I woke first. Then my brother. The 3 of us crept to the window, sensing movement outside. Sure enough, under the pale moonlight, we spotted about a dozen figures gathered in the courtyard. One of them held a small infrared light, blinking intermittently. My phone buzzed. A WhatsApp message from a neighbor. Hey. You there? What's up? I replied quickly. Does anyone in your family know Morse code? Just got a weird text telling me to watch for soldiers signaling with infrared. I know some, my brother said. My old roommate was obsessed with spy-themed escape rooms, taught us basics. I nudged him to decode the flashes. The soldiers were positioned near Building 7, their signals reflecting off Building 3's wall. My brother scribbled notes, muttering, wait, that's repeating. Almost missed it. Then his eyes widened. This isn't standard cipher. Doesn't spell any word. I froze, because I recognized it. A private code and I had made up. My brother noticed my expression. What's wrong? I hadn't told them everything, only that and had been bitten. Injected herself with an experimental vaccine. And made me promise to protect our families. But ID never mentioned this phrase. It's from Anne, I whispered. Jake and my brother exchanged glances. What now? I made a split-second decision. We're going down. We couldn't wake our parents, no time. My brother would man the rooftop with our DJI drone, ready to lure away the infected if things went south. Jake and I grabbed our makeshift weapons. A kitchen knife, pepper spray, a stun baton. The plan. I'd step out first to distract them. If it was a trap, Jake would ambush from behind. The stairwell was pitch black. Every shadow a potential nightmare. Heart pounding. I eased the door open. Jake hiding just inside. Hey, I called softly. Who taught you that Morse code? The figures snapped to attention. Their leader saluted. "Ma'am, we're from the XX Unit, Southeast Command, sent by our superiors and doctor, and to retrieve critical serum." "What serum?" "Nobody told me. It's inside a bullet casing." Bang! Jake lost his grip on the door. The noise echoed like a gunshot, shrieks erupted in the darkness, infected. Closing in. "Now!" I yelled to my brother. The drone whirred to life, blasting music toward Building 6 as a diversion. Jake yanked me inside while the soldiers formed a protective ring. 4 stayed outside. Guns raised, just as a bloodied soldier shoved the last of his comrades through the door and slammed it shut, through the peephole. I saw them salute. Then gunfire. Muffled screams, silence, only 6 soldiers made it inside. They trembled. Tears streaming but silent. Back in our apartment. Mom cooked while Dad brought water. Jake locked himself in the bedroom. Guilt-ridden. "It's not your fault," I said. Holding him, Captain Rogers entered. "Your girlfriend's right. We knew the risks. This mission, that serum, is our last hope." "What serum?" I demanded. "Doctor. And left it with you. Hidden in a bullet. It's the only viable sample, extracted from an infected who didn't turn within 24 hours. The 10 vaccines made earlier. All failed." My stomach dropped. "Then Anne. She turned on day 3, Rogers said quietly. "Isolated herself. And recorded data until the end. Told command about the bullet. And you." I sprinted to the kitchen freezer. There it was. The bullet casing and had tucked behind frozen dumplings months ago. Now, we just had to get these men, and the serum, past the infected swarming our streets. 3 days later. Infected still roamed. But the soldiers had a plan. Mom fretted over them. The oldest was only 24. We armed them with bike helmets, knives, books duct taped to their arms, and our last drone. The serum's cooling pack wouldn't last more than 8 hours. At dawn. They rappelled out the lakeside window. My brother sent the drone skyward with our last piece of meat as bait. Winter passed, snow fell for 3 straight days, unusual for early November. With no meat left, we made quinoa carrot dumplings, pan-fried half, and shared some with Mrs. Johnson and Emily. Gunfire still echoed in the distance, but Wed learned to ignore it. Then, a miracle. Running water returned. We flushed the toilet over and over. Laughing like kids, planes reappeared in the sky. Loudspeakers announced. Vaccine trials successful. Cold weather suppresses viral activity. Hold on, we're close to victory. November 22. Trucks rolled into our compound. A familiar voice shouted, "We're back. The infected are cleared. The vaccine works." Mrs. Johnson's grandson Ethan cheered. National Guard. We cried, for the lives lost. For Anne. For the 4 soldiers who'd saluted us before dying. Epilogue. The nation was vaccinated en masse. Our landlord didn't charge extra for the month Wed overstayed. We scrubbed the ketchup-splattered walls, this time. Emily helped. Before moving out. We shared a meal. Mrs. Johnson and Emily insisted we visit often, easy since Wed leased the compound's supermarket. Emily joined as co-owner. Mrs. Johnson offered business advice I let them believe and was overseas, helping other countries. Raised to serve. Mrs. Johnson said proudly. Jake and I set a wedding date. May 1 st. I end the apocalypse. Wed protected who we loved, now. In peace. Wed keep loving them, forever.